growing up smart. Family forgiveness. Drawing from David's cave.
What's so important you couldn't tell me on the phone?
It's Ian.
What about Ian, is he okay?
He's fine.
Then what's going on?
Did you know that our son tells Bible stories to his friends?
You call me over to tell me that?
He's never done that before.
You don't know that, but I know what this is about.
What are you talking about?
Raina. We've talked about this before. It's up to Ian to decide if he wants to follow us into the ministry. We agreed not to pressure him.
I think it's some kind of sign.
What sign? All it means is that he's a good friend. You know how Ian is, he's a good kid. You're reading too much into this.
You don't think that it's odd that he comes back from a dig with you and suddenly begins to tell Bible stories to his friends? I think he's being called.
That's what you want for him.
And what's wrong with that?
Leave Ian alone. If God has a calling on his life, he will be the first to know. He doesn't need your help. Don't force him into anything.
I'm not forcing him.
Raina.
Fine. Have you thought about us going to marriage counseling?
No. I haven't.
Why not?
Jesus is the only counselor we need.
You're talking crazy. I'm trying to save our marriage.
You spoke to a marriage counselor behind my back, after I told you not to.
I didn't go behind your back. I only called for a consultation. You're in denial about us, our marriage. Stefan, you moved out of the house.
Because you want to run this family. I wear the pants around here, that's my job.
You're doing a lousy job.
Do what you want. You always do.
I'm done talking about this. I'm going upstairs to talk to Ian before I head out.
This is ridiculous. They're at it again. Come in, Dad.
How did you know it was me?
I heard you guys arguing.
I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Dad, just go to counseling? What can it hurt?
It's not the Christian thing to do. God tells us to bring our problems to Him. I've prayed on the matter and God hasn't told me to go speak to a stranger about our marriage.
How do you know God didn't answer your prayer by sending you to the marriage counselor? God doesn't answer prayers the way we expect Him to.
Is your mom right about the calling on your life?
Dad, don't start.
I'm not your mother. I've always told you that you don't have to go into the ministry to choose your own path in life.
I know, Dad.
You should be taking the SAT soon, right?
I'm taking college prep classes this spring to see how I do.
You do want to go to college, right? I mean, you're not going because we expect you to.
No. I just haven't made a decision on some things.
You're a junior in high school, you need to start thinking about these things. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
I need to head down to the Christian Center. I just wanted to say hello, since I was here. We will talk later.
Dad, think about the counseling.
Kat, I want to apologize about what happened last night. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that.
There's nothing to worry about. I didn't take it personally.
Good. I know you were talking out of concern. I'm just having some family issues.
Did you talk to Ian about it?
I did. I feel better about things. The advice he gave really helped a lot.
Is Crabtree going to let you make up the exam?
I think so. She's fair.
I have no doubt that she'll do it. Like you said, she's fair. Just talk to her about making up the work. If you need them, I took good notes.
Thanks. I might need them.
You finally made it back. How was the trip?
It was great. But I've been home several days. Why is this the first time I'm seeing your face?
I was busy with basketball practice.
Did you make the team?
Lee Douglas don't ride no bench. You know that. I wish my dad was alive to see me on the team.
He's looking down from heaven. I know he's proud.
Thanks for the support, man. You had my back when no one else did.
That's what friends are for.
I appreciate it. I heard you're telling Bible stories.
I told a few to some friends.
I remember those stories. Very inspirational. They really helped me through some rough times.
Glad they helped you.
Those stories are second nature to you. Basketball is my thing and religious is yours. You have a way of lifting folks up when they need it, and you do it with those stories.
My mom wants me to follow them into the ministry. My dad has been pretty cool, no pressure.
Have you decided what you want to do?
You have always known what you want to do in your life. To one day play in the NBA. I have no idea what I want to do with mine. I'm not even sure if I want to go to college.
Hey, we're juniors in high school. You still have time to figure it out.
Tell that to my parents.
No worries, I know you will make the right decision. Hey man, I gotta go and pick up Grandpa from work. Let's catch up later at your house. I wanna hear all about the dig.
Alright, talk later.
That's why Martin Luther King is a very important man in the civil rights movement. Okay, class.
Don't forget to read the next chapter on the letters written by Dr. King while he was in the jail in Birmingham.
Riley, I need to have a word with you.
You want to see me, Mrs. Crabtree?
Where have you been for the past few days? It's not like you to miss school. You're one of my best students.
I had to deal with a family matter.
I hope everything is okay now. Remember, school can be a safe place to focus on your studies when things get tough.
Thank you, Mrs. Crabtree. I'll make sure to catch up on what I missed.
That's the spirit, Riley. If you need to talk, my door is always open. How did it go with Mrs. Crabtree?
She was understanding. I'll need to catch up on some work, but at least she knows what's been going on.
That's good. I've been worried about you. You seemed really stressed out the other day.
Thanks, Kat. It means a lot that you're concerned.
Of course, we're friends, right?
Right.
SAT prep is no joke. I have to stay focused, but whatever path I choose, I'll make it count.
Stefan, we need to talk.
All right, let's talk.
I really believe we should give marriage counseling a try.
I've been thinking about what you've said, Raina. Maybe we should talk with someone.
I'm glad you feel that way. It's a step in the right direction.
I'm sorry for pushing you away before. We should face our problems together.
Thank you, Stefan. I think this is the right path for us. I'll schedule an appointment with Dr. Casey.
I can't believe this, Grandpa. Scooter's getting out early? 9 years for what he did to my dad, and they're letting him walk?
I understand, Lee. It's hard to accept, but sometimes life hands us situations we can't control.
You're telling me to forgive him? After what he did to Dad?
Yes, Lee, I am. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. I forgave him a long time ago.
How can you say that, Grandpa? Scooter took Dad away from us.
I know, it hurt me just as much as it hurt you, but holding on to anger and hatred doesn't help us heal. It only keeps us trapped in the past.
I don't know if I can forgive him, Grandpa. It's just too hard.
Lee, forgiveness isn't about excusing what he did. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger. It's a gift you give yourself.
I'll try, Grandpa. For you and Dad. I can't do it, Grandpa. I can't forgive him. I won't.
Lee, it's okay. I know it's hard. Take your time to figure things out. I'm here for you, no matter what.
I am just glad he finally agreed to go for counseling.
I feel the same way. I know it will benefit both of you.
I'll be right back. Oh, hello, Lee.
Mrs. Smart. Is he in here?
I believe he is upstairs. Come on in.
Ian! You up there!
In my room.
Lee is here! Is he going up or you coming down?
Come on up, Lee. It's open. What's up? You look like you can knock someone out.
It's Granddad.
Did something happen?
He says Scooter is being paroled.
Okay.
Then he tells me that he has forgiven him and I should too.
What did you say?
I'm not ready to forgive. I was 12 when he took my dad away from me. I will never forgive him. He should not be paroled. Man, he only served 4 of 7 years. Can you believe that?
How did he get paroled?
Granddad says good behavior. Good behavior, my foot. The man is a murderer.
Calm down. I know how you feel.
Don't start with the you know how I feel crap. Your dad is still around.
True. I don't know how you feel, but I know how it affected you. It's been rough. You have gone through some tough times. You endured the loss of your mother in a car accident when you were 8, and 4 years later, your dad passed away. However, with the unwavering support of your grandparents, you managed to persevere. We've all stood by your side during these challenging times. Don't lose faith.
Why is God punishing me? They never found the person that caused my mother's death, and now the man that killed my dad is getting out of prison. He will be free to walk the streets. How is that justice?
It may seem like you're being punished, but it's not true.
He let it happen.
No one knows why terrible things happen to good people, but know that he is there to help you through it.
He should rot in jail for what he did. If I see him, I'm going to kill him.
You wouldn't do that. I know you're upset right now. Do you honestly think Scooter intentionally harmed your dad? They've been inseparable since grade school, and he cares deeply for you as your godfather. This was a heartbreaking accident.
I don't know anything anymore.
It's going to be okay. But your grandfather is right. Healing starts with forgiveness. Jesus taught us to forgive men when they sin against us. Then our Heavenly Father will forgive us. I know in our hearts sometimes that can be hard to do, but that's when we should call out to Him for His mercy and love for helping us forgive others.
Will you tell me a Bible story? I really need to hear one.
Sure. There are several about forgiveness. Jesus prayed for the people that hurt him. Stephen asked the Lord to forgive those who stoned him, and Jesus forgave the woman caught in adultery.
David forgave Saul, who wanted to kill him.
Is that the one you want to hear?
Yes. That's the one I want to hear.
Have a seat. We'll get started. Now, after Saul returned from fighting the Philistines, he was told that David had gone into the wilderness of En-Gedi. So Saul chose 3,000 of his special troops from throughout Israel and went to search for David and his men near the rocks of the wild goats. He came to a sheep pen, close to a cave, so he went in to relieve himself. Now it just so happens that David and his men were hiding in the back of the cave.
Now is your chance. Today is the day that the Lord was talking about when he said, "I will certainly put Saul in your power to do what you wish."
So David crept forward and cut off a piece of Saul's robe. But David's conscience began to bother him because of what he'd done.
I shouldn't have done it. It's a serious matter to attack the Lord's anointed one, for the Lord himself has chosen him.
The Lord will find no fault in you.
King Saul is leaving the cave.
Let him go. No one is to kill him. Look after the men. I will go and have a word with the king. My king. Why do you listen to the people who say I am trying to harm you? This very day you can see with your own eyes that it isn't true. For the Lord placed you at my mercy back there in the cave, and some of my men told me to kill you, but I spared you. For I said, I will never harm him. He is the Lord's anointed one. I cut off a piece of your robe. I could have killed you, but I did not. This proves that I am not trying to harm you and that I have not sinned against you, even though you have been hunting me down to kill me. The Lord will decide between us. Perhaps the Lord will punish you for what you are trying to do to me. As the old proverb says, from evil people come evil deeds. So you can be sure I will never harm you. Who is the king of Israel trying to catch? Should he spend his time chasing one who is worthless as a dead dog or a flea? May the Lord judge which of us is right and punish the guilty one. He is my advocate, and he will rescue me from your power.
Is it really you, my son David? You are a better man than I am, for you have repaid me good for evil. Yes, you have been kind to me today, for when the Lord put me in a place where you could have killed me, you didn't do it. Who else would let his enemy get away and he had him in his power? May the Lord reward you well for the kindness that you have shown me today. And now I realize that you are surely going to be king and Israel will flourish under your rule. Now swear to me by the Lord, that when that happens, you will not kill my family, and destroy my line of descendants.
I give you my word, my king. I will not destroy your line of descendants.
Feel better?
A little. I'm not David. I don't know if I can forgive so easily. Right now I have murder on my mind.
I know you can.
You said it was a tragic accident. What if it wasn't?
Then he will be dealt with in due time.
Yes, he will.
Lee, don't do anything stupid.
I better get going.
I'll go with you.
No.
Lee,
I said no. I'll be fine. Scooter is still in prison.
Oh yeah.
I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later.
Call me.
I will. Oh. And thanks for the story.
He will be fine. He heard me, I know he did.